Top five inside linebackers now. We started with number five being Levante David. Last year he was number 10, and now he jumped up all the way to five. I mean, he's considered to be Mr. Buccaneer, you know. He's honestly one of the greatest Bucks of all time, you know, when you look at him and Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, John Lynch, you know, you just when you look at those guys, right, you're looking at Levante David in that class, and it's an honor. This guy is definitely a future Hall of Famer, first ballot. He definitely has uh, the embodiment of staying at one franchise for so long and continuously being so consistent and so productive. And I think that's awesome to see that. And that's why he does jump to number five because I think we have to be appreciative of the older linebackers that are still doing it. Lavonte David, 35 years old, 13 years in the league, 1 year, $9 million. He signed with the Bucks. 17 games played, 122 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 6 QB hits, 5.5 sacks, 1 interception, 6 pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. In the playoff against the Commanders, he had 8 tackles and a sack. He was ninth in forced fumbles too. So, again, productive season, a legend, and yeah, I want to see what he's going to continue to do. At 35, he is extremely, extremely talented still, and he's not slowing down. So. Looking at number four, it's going to be Nick Bolton. Last year, he was also number four, and he continues to be super impactful for this Chiefs defense, who's obviously created a dynasty. And, obviously, we're going to continue to say the same names over and over: the Kelseys, the Mahomes, the Chris Jones. And then you're going to look at guys that I've put on, like Karloftis um, and Nick Bolton. In this case, Nick Bolton has been such a great, great addition and piece since he's arrived in Kansas City. He's won multiple Super Bowls with them, and yeah, he's been a stout linebacker every single year. This year, his numbers did decrease, but he's still a top five guy for sure. 25 years old, 4 years in the league, 3 years, $45 million, 16 games played, 106 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 7 QB hits, 1 interception, 6 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and he did have 3 sacks. The 3 games played in the playoffs: 20 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 QB hit, and a pass deflection. No accolades at all, but this is a guy that's all pro, Pro Bowl material. I want to see him hopefully have a better year this year. And yeah, I mean, this is the best footage I can get from this year, which is pretty tragic because he's had some really good games. But overall, Nick Bolton, he's definitely a guy that you want to watch on Sundays. Number three, we have Roquan Smith, who last year he was number two, so he dropped one spot. The numbers are still extremely great, and he's produced at a high level for ever since he's walked in the league with the Chicago Bears, and now as a Baltimore Raven. He's been such a great leader for him. They have continuous culture with Baltimore of having linebackers there, so he is definitely a very prominent one. Definitely competition at the number two spot. He did, I think he was just right there. He just got beat by just a slight edge. Just based on honestly not enough postseason games. I feel like the stats were just not up to par with other guys. So I had to put him in number three. Doesn't mean he won't come back and be number two or even number one. He's that type of player. So Roquan, 28 years old, 7 years in the league. He has 3 years, 55 million left on the contract. 16 games played, 154 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, 1 interception, 4 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 1.5 sacks. 2 games played, he had 13 tackles, and that's really about it. But he was a Pro Bowler, he was a first team All Pro, and he was fifth in combined tackles. Yeah, like I said, another great Roquan season. Hope to see him continuously dominate. And, obviously, I would like to see him a lot more than three. I think he'd definitely be the best linebacker in the league. Number two, it's Bobby Wagner. Last year he was number three. This year he jumps to number two. Honestly, his impact in Washington, anywhere he's played, has been phenomenal. A longtime Seattle Seahawk, obviously bounced around from Seattle to LA, back to Seattle, and obviously has made a home now in Washington D.C. So he's been crazy good. He's been great to see and watch. And for you know the age that he's at, he's still producing at a high level. He's a future first ballot Hall of Famer, and he just continues to impress every single week. So he is a tackling machine, and I really do believe at the end of it, he's going to be the leading tackling leader of all time. I think he's definitely going to pass Ray Lewis. He's got the ability. I think he's still got a couple to a few more years in him. So, I mean, he's got a lot left in the tank, I believe. Bobby Wagner, 35 years old, 13 years in the league, 1 year, $9 million, 17 games played, 132 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 8 QB hits. He had 2 sacks, 4 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries in the playoffs, 3 games that he played, 25 tackles, a tackle for loss, 1 QB hit, half a sack, and a fumble recovery. Again, he was in on a lot of plays, and he was definitely a very positive impact for the team. So he's made Frankie Luvu better, and he's made the team better. And again, going to the NFC Championship game as the Commanders team is very impressive, especially with their history not being great in the recent years. He is 17th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. He was second team All Pro, and he was a Pro Bowler. So overall, great season. I definitely expect the same or even more from him next year. And yeah, I mean, if he continues to do what he's doing, like I said, he'll be an all-time tackling leader in history. One, there's no change in number one. Last year, the same thing. Fred Warner is the best inside linebacker in the game, even without the playoffs, and obviously with all the injuries endured. Um, he was still able to play a full 17, and he was still able to be as productive and as reliable as he was for the 49ers. He's been a great linebacker since he entered the league. Athletic, agile, um, high IQ. So overall, yeah, he's very impactful, and he is definitely an MVP for the Niners. Again, they had a rough year last year. They had a lot of injuries, but he was definitely a mainstay, and he's been nothing has really changed. His game is still the same. Really, sometimes I feel like there's just no weakness with him, and he's just been tremendous coverage and tackling and just getting after it. So you're looking at Fred Warner, 28 years old, 7 years in the league, 3 years, $63 million that he just signed an extension of, 17 games played, 131 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 QB hits, a sack, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown for the interception, 7 pass deflections, and 4 forced fumbles. He was a Pro Bowler. He was a first team All Pro. He was second in interception touchdown, and he was fourth in forced fumbles. Again, he had a great year. Definitely continues to be solid. And yeah, as of right now, he is number one at inside linebacker.